Hello and welcome, toy fans, friends, and the awesome Toy Reel community. It is the 27th December, 7:45, 2023. And like 2023 is coming to an end, I hope you all had a terrific Christmas. We certainly look forward to the new year. It's been an incredible year for releases, I think, especially, and frankly, quite a tough year, I think, to keep up with, especially with the bank balance. There's too much stuff coming out all the time, so it's kind of hard to keep up. I don't know how you guys are doing it. Tell me how you guys are doing it. I'd love to hear if you got some extra money in the kitty or the bank, or also how you're planning to budget for 2024. Now, tonight, in keeping with tradition, we are going to bring on the boys and discuss some of our favorite toy picks for 2023. So make sure you kick back, grab a beverage, and we'll be right back after this. Okay, so tonight I don't really have any introductions, but I have the lads on the show nonetheless. And I'm going to use just a couple of words to best describe these personality types. All right. So the first person joining us on the show tonight, and I just have maybe a couple of descriptions for this guy. I'd say Ron Jeremy and a heart of gold. Introducing Mr. Mikey Siciliano.
Thank you, and I love how I got subtly flipped off there as well. That was really lovely. Thank you so much, Clinton.
You got a heart of gold. You're always keeping the peace, always remembering the birthdays, always organizing all the bits and pieces. He's like the man always trying to herd all the cats together. Must be the Italian.
Look, yeah, so someone's going to do it, and if I do it looking like Ron Jeremy, well then look, I'm blessed. So if only, yeah, I'm probably not going to go on with the rest of that. But yes, we good here. We've had a good Christmas. And yeah, we got a lot of toys this year, and it's been difficult to narrow it down to, I think, 3 at the moment. But we'll see how we go.
I think generally everyone kind of tends to have more than, let's say, 3 top, of the year, and just to try and keep it manageable when there's a few of us on board. I know we had something like 10 people on last year. Obviously, Toy Reel is a larger establishment. There's different bunch of guys, but some people can make it, some people can't. We can't expect everyone to come on the show all the time, but nonetheless, everyone contributes in their own fashion. So to keep it manageable, we keep it to like top 3. Otherwise, the show will go on for like 2 hours, right?
We would be here for ages, yeah.
We got a couple of comments quickly before bringing the other guys on. Good evening, Rob Franklin. It's always nice to have you with us. And also Mr. Kelvin Chan, he says toys come out in waves and there are down times in between new assortments with no new releases. This is when, with nothing to buy, I just save my money until the next wave hits. You're absolutely right. So
the wise words do come in waves.
Yes, they certainly do. The next man is, I think, just several, I would say, how best describe this guy? I know. The international man of mystery. That's it. Mysterious as fuck. Mr. Simon Flack.
Yes. Mystery indeed. Mystery indeed. Well, good to see you guys. I hope you appreciate the fact that I just stormed down the fucking back from Bega doing 130 all the way in double demerits land. just to get it. It was a good drive, actually. I saw more cops when I got back in the Penrith area than I did all the way back from Bega.
Yeah, wonderful.
We here at Toy Reel condone the responsible
don't speed, people. Don't speed during the Christmas times. Unless you have to get back to the Toy Reel best of 2023.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure cops will understand that.
I would have said, hey, I'm with Toy Reel. They would have given me a police escort.
Oh, actually, there's two more descriptions for Simon. Mr. Big Shot and Toy Empire.
Yeah,
The Toy
no,
Empire.
100%.
That's
Damien
it,
Burton.
Clinton. We're taking over. We're going to run all those weasels out of business.
I didn't say anything. Merry Christmas, Damien Burton. Good for always to see you on the show.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Have to give you a visit when I come to Melbourne soon. Nathan Ashby, hello, how's it going? Thanks, Nathan, for joining us.
Hey.
We're going to be unboxing some nice goodies tonight. Well, no. Sort of not revealing our top toys, not unboxing. Yeah, revealing. And
I think
Trent,
we've all opened this stuff.
Trent, seldom see you on the show. It's I'm sure you'll have your fix of Transformers tonight. Hi guys, Artie said to say hi as well, Mikey. So there
Hey
you
guys,
go.
how you going?
Okay,
Enjoy the show.
Let's bring the next guy on. Next guy joining us tonight, part of the Toy Reel, well, I would say team group
Pantheon.
Pantheon. He's got actually one name that best describes Jason's role, and that is my Wedge Antilles. There you go. How are you going?
You're wet and what?
You were wet and wild. What?
Mate, if you're not a Star Wars guy, then you probably would have just.
I don't think he heard you. I think was the thing.
Pretty sure I misheard what you said.
Yeah. He did.
Speaking of Star Wars, if we have we've got a Toy Empire here, and we've got Ron, Jeremy, and Clinton. Between all three of you, we have the Dark Empire.
I don't know. I think I'm more a Jack Porkins kind of guy.
Porkins.
Stay on target.
It's good to be here, guys. It's good to be part of it. Hello from Tassie, by the way.
That's it, all the way from Tassie. I mean, this guy is what can I say? One guy rushes back from Bega, the other guy dials in from Tassie. Fuck.
I'm ignoring my family to get here.
I know.
How's the weather over in
Tassie
at the moment?
Yeah, Tassie into the.
It's been pissing down everywhere around Australia. Like terrible Christmas. What's Tassie like weather-wise now?
Beautiful today. Well, we had like a very short storm. There's lightning and burning, but it's beautiful here, and it was lovely and hot everywhere.
Great. Michael goes, Jason the Bruce or Jason the Wedgie?
Oh, that's what it was.
Mr. Fouché. I hope everyone in Melbourne's had a good Christmas. I know we all had pretty good Christmases here, other than the shitty weather. I mean, did you guys get that passing? The guys in New South Wales, that like massive storm,
it was
a few hours.
It just I don't say ruined the day, but like it just came out of nowhere. Like okay, we knew it was going to rain, but then it just rained, and then it just wasn't particularly fun.
Good evening, Mr. Hawkins. Always nice to see you. I have to catch up. Definitely have to catch up. Jonathan is one of the nicest guys in this collecting community. We tried to hook up once in Shepparton when I was down there, but we didn't get the chance to. And as lovely as he is always, he reaches out to you and says hi. So we will definitely meet up in Melbourne pretty soon. I'm sure of it, Jonathan. Thank you. Nathan Ashby goes, it's been unexpectedly wet this Christmas. Yes, for sure. And with all the crazy... Mark Jones is in the house. G'day, Mark. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to come.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Mark.
Yeah, very nice. Cool.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Let's get on to it, shall we? Tonight, I think, quickly in keeping with tradition, like I said, we got all of us on board. And speaking of tradition, I want to quickly say that I've included the obligatory Toy Reel Christmas photo in tonight's episode thumbnail. And I would like to say that I want to pay homage and tribute and memory to Mr. Harold Ramis. For those of you guys that don't know, Harold played Egon. And if you see and you look at that specific photo, I just set up a little photo that had the guys coming out minus Egon, and he's got the Headless Horseman there. He's got all the guys coming and say, hey, we need a bit of a break. Let's do a truce for Christmas. It kind of reminds me historically of, what was that battle, Simon, where they held a truce in World War II and they all came out?
They came out and kicked around the football.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's one of those apocryphal things. I think if you look into that, it's probably not true.
Oh, really? You think so?
I don't know. I think it's one of those things where the legend has grown with the telling, and if you look into it, I'm not sure everyone fucking stopped shooting each other and said, "Hey," and someone threw out a ball.
Yes,
like if you'd been shooting a guy across the trenches for a couple of months, and then suddenly someone throws out a soccer ball, are you going to go, you know what? I'm going to go out there into no man's land and start kicking that? I don't know.
Well, Mark Jones goes World War One. It did happen, and Kelvin did confirm that it Mark is correct. It was World War One Christmas truce.
As opposed to the guy and his donkey, which is several different people.
Simpson's donkey. Simpson's donkey. I remember that one.
Donkey never happened.
It didn't?
No. It's a story about several different people that's all been connected together, apparently.
Well, my year 10 history teacher has a lot to answer for then.
Yeah.
I had to do a project on Simpson's friggin' donkey.
It used to be one of my favorite stories. This only got revealed recently. We're not here to talk about World War One. Why are we talking about World War One?
Well, this was just a bit of trivia. Okay, so it was World War One, 1913, the first year of World War One, and it's a time where Christmas is all about sharing, giving, not being silly, not being stupid, not being angry, cranky about anything, just chilling
together, coming together to talk about toys.
That's it. And I will try and get through as many comments as I can. So be rest assured of that. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, let's start doing this shit. Okay, before we do that, okay, gentlemen, tonight we are kind of picking our top 3 figures and an honorable mention. I mean, really, if we had it our way, we could easily, like I said, dish out our personal top 10. But because there are quite a few of us in Tutorial, as we've done every year, we consolidate this list to bring you a manageable amount instead of ranting on for about 10 hours. So I think...
Sorry, a comment got it.
Hence, we've all picked our top 3 in no particular order. Now, for me, there are several things that I think constitute, and this is something I said last year, that constitutes a top figure. So feel free, any of you guys, to chime in what constitutes a top figure. First, I think it has to be something I personally and myself am highly anticipating. So that's something I highly anticipate. Then the second thing, it has to be a toy that lives up to the hype once I receive it. So you anticipate it, you receive it, kind of go, well, okay. The second one needs to be made well, sculpted and painted, so pretty much produced fairly well in terms of quality. And then thirdly, I think, it has to be quite well close and accurate to the source material. Sometimes certain toys are made without source material, but majority of their properties are, close, have source material anyway. And the last one, the fourth point, it needs to be manufactured with good materials and provide 2 very important things: high level of durability and playability. Would you guys agree? So 4 things that constitutes top 10 figure or top, how many top figures you have for your particular year. That makes sense?
Yeah.
There's probably only one thing that I would add to that, and that's something where you wasn't quite really expecting much, or maybe it was just way more than you were expecting it to be. Like something that was kind of like, I'm going to grab this. It's probably nothing much, but I kind of feel I need it. And then it's just something about it really jumps out at you.
So like it surprises you.
Yes. It pleasantly surprised. I mean, saying that though, there were a few things that really kind of very close, only sort of almost made it on the show tonight, but I didn't.
I had a lot of trouble with this. Yeah.
And I'll explain why later on as well. Okay, well, let's do that. And how do you? Well, Mark says, how do you measure anticipation? I don't know.
In inches.
In inches. Before you're about to.
Yeah. Is it? Hang on. Is this? Are we going after children at this time?
No.
Oh, in hard on then. Like how hard?
I don't know whether my niece decided to watch or not. No, she's 16. She's a child.
This is not a kids show, man. This is
like
an adult show.
Is it semi? Is it half?
Fully
erect?
You know what? I thought about it, and I think there really isn't any need for pleasantries. Like we just are the way we are. It's okay. Like we're all adults, and we say things in jest, so we don't have to. I mean, as long as it's not super hardcore, and that's fine. Anyway,
there's a difference between making a joke and being inappropriate.
I know, correct. That's right.
Clinton doesn't know that. The line is blurred.
Well, only on Facebook, Monday, Wednesday night chats. That's when I get a bit silly.
Only on daydreaming in life.
Yeah. Kelvin goes, mainline Voyager Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime was a surprising standout for me. It well exceeded my expectations for that toy. And you measure anticipation by the length of the pause between.
That is the best answer that never needed to be given ever.
Absolutely.
That's pretty funny.
3 stars. I didn't catch who that was. Oh, it's Rob Frank. Yep.
Most of the mainline RTB figures are way better than what you expect, especially for what they are. Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh,
hey, big shout out to Craig. Merry Christmas, Craig.
You made it.
Hello.
Made it, Mr. Craig Moore. Well, thanks for joining us. We will have some goodies for you tonight in terms of our top toy reveals. Okay, so let's start with Mr. Man of Mystery, shall we? The Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Moneybags, Mr.
Right. Are we starting with Quinton?
No. No,
I'm only back to being Mr. Moneybags now. It was a tough couple of months there for a while.
Yeah, no. Simon's the big shot, mate. He's the big shot.
That's all right.
All right.
So,
all right. Go on, Mr. Big
Shot.
Well,
we got top 3 and an honourable mention because I want to get my honourable mention out of the way. And it's not a particular figure, but it's a company, and it is Joy Toy.
Okay.
Because I didn't pick a particular. I mean, a lot of people probably thought I was going to pull out a Warhammer Joy Toy figure. But I just wanted to say that overall for the year, they were probably one of my top companies. Everything they done was gold. Like, there's not a bad release. And they just, the rate at which they were churning them out this year. You talk about trying to hold on to money or budget for that stuff. I mean, my God, it's incredible. And I know that Clinton, you saw that night too, the 50-inch, giant, Warhammer mech that's going to come out. So
yeah, you were very happy when I said that.
I think that's going to be a 2024 best of. But I'm going to start with my number 3 figure for the year.
All right.
And this is from a line that really, I mean, second only to Joy Toy for me, Hasbro's G.I. Joe Classified. That line is just firing on all cylinders. They've found the niche they're working in. They're basically, they've decided that nostalgia is the way to go. I'm not going to complain. I love the fact that they're doing basically our 3 3/4-inch figures in a 6-inch style. But number 3 for me this year was Scrap Iron. This was a deluxe figure. He's not probably the greatest character. He was pretty essential, in the first 5 years of the comic, which is my Bible for G.I. Joe. But he's a beautiful rendition of the 4-inch character. I mean, the sculpt work, the sculpt on the face, crazy explosives expert, I mean, fairly plain, but I really dug him. He was a character, a figure I carried around a lot as a kid, went everywhere with me. But the accessories really make this. Like, we've got an update of his old little rocket launcher. We've got all the blast effects that came for it, which, even if you don't use them for this, they come in so handy for other stuff. And, you've got the blast trails, take them on, take them off. But I just thought it was just an excellent value figure. I mean, it's pretty much a diorama in a pack. You know what I mean? Like, you can set this up anywhere with explosives going off. Just a great all-round package. A great update to a really cool figure from the 80s. A great line, G.I. Joe Classified. Whatever Hasbro's doing there, it's working, and it's working well. Hopefully the recent layoffs that the Hasbro announced before Christmas, like 1,100 employees, hopefully it hasn't hit the classified guys too badly. And, they keep doing what they're doing. But, yeah, so G.I. Joe Classified Deluxe Scrap Iron. That's my number 3 for the year.
Very nice. I think Craig goes great figure as well. And I'm pretty sure that was in his top 10, perhaps. I'm not sure. I did see a post where he did his top 10, and I'm pretty sure there was a Joe. No, it hasn't. Hasn't made it.
Well, Craig's a very discerning gentleman. It's got to be top tier for that guy,
Yeah, exactly. Very nice. I got a question though for you quickly. Do you think Do you think quality for Joe's improving, or it's sort of?
I think if you're talking about the sort of from a mainline figure from a big company, I think the quality is absolutely great. Like I thought when they went from the windowed box, I thought, oh my God, here we go. I'm going to get the ones with the dodgy eyes, the poor face printing. But I've been pleasantly surprised with the paintwork on them has been amazing for a big company. I think there's no slop. Everything's pretty well done. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a little bit here and there, but only if you really go looking for it. Like if you go at it with a critical eye, you'll always find a fault in the figure somewhere.
Yeah. Craig goes, no, the layoffs haven't hit the G.I. Joe classified line too hard. That's what it hasn't was about. Okay, sure, no worries. So he does have his top 10.
He's got his top 10. Low light's okay. Tripwire. Yeah, I mean, those two are good figures. He's 1 and 2. Not my top 3, but we're all different, aren't we?
Yep, exactly. Good to see a Motu Masterverse Deluxe Man at Arms.
He snuck one in there. Yeah, he's got a good mix there. Good work, Craig. Craig's obviously, he dips his toe in a lot of different lines,
Yep, indeed. Okay, well, lovely. Well, we got. I mean, certainly when you speak about Joe, we got a lot of Joe stuff coming up, particularly in the new year.
I cannot wait. I'm going to plug it here now. We're going to do our HasLab His Tank roundtable soon, and we're going to give that the deluxe treatment that an item like that deserves.
Well, you want to tell our audience what we're planning to do? We're gonna consolidate all our troops together.
Well, I don't want to go too, let's not build it up too much, but we're gonna use Clinton photographer extraordinaire. We're gonna set up some good shots. We're gonna have a really nice look. I mean, sure, there's been a few videos of already out there, the Americans showing off his tank. But, we're going to have a good look at it too for us Aussie guys. And I think we're going to try and do a little bit extra and just put in some beautiful dio shots and stuff like that. I mean, between me and Clinton, I think we probably actually own Cobra, like in its entirety. I think, between the two of us, we've probably got about like 30 Vipers, shit like that. We go hard on the army building, don't we?
Yeah. And here's me trying to say, I'm going to get out of it and sell all of it.
No. If you are getting out the classified line, I've got first dibs on the Cobra army builders.
Oh, you sure, man? You sure? People are going to get upset if I sell it to you first.
I don't fucking care. I'm in there first.
That was an inside joke, by the way. Okay.
Very inside.
Very inside. Super inside.
I'm not going to try and weasel out of that one.
The lights on the His Tank make for some fantastic photos. Yeah, you bet. In fact, what I like to do is actually it'd be good to collaborate with Craig to get some posing done because he's a good poser. He's not getting out the line, Simon. He's buying stuff off me.
Shh, don't tell his wife.
Okay. Well done. Scrap iron. Nice. Your top 3. So one down. All right, let's go. Another one to go. We go with Mikey Siciliano.
Yo. So you guys know me. I'm a Transformers fan, so it's not too shocking that there's going to be a Transformer now. It's a 2-pack, so I couldn't really split these two because the only way to get them is in the 2-pack. But they're both pretty cool, and they're really cool for a number of reasons, and it is the Shattered Glass, Sideswipe, and Hot Rod 2-pack. Oh, how do I do this? Okay, so these two guys. So I'm just going to bring them out one at a time because it's a bit hard to do them all at once. So yeah, why do I like them? Well, I love Shattered Glass. So the whole premise behind Shattered Glass is Autobots are evil, Decepticons are good. They had a comic that came out with it recently. It was okay, the whole series. There was 2 runs of it, and it was kind of a bit meh, but the toys were cool. And this is Evil Hot Rod. So originally debuted in BotCon So the whole Shattered Glass concept debuted in BotCon, and he was one of the original figures that came out. He used the classics Rodimus mold, but they gave him a new head and gave him the evil goatee, and I think that's really cool. I have owned this figure before, really good figure. So it's the Voyager class Hot Rod, and it's just a really good toy, and it just looks like really nice in deceptive, like I guess evil, black and purple, and he's just, in my opinion, this is the best looking version of this mold. So it happened to come out alongside the figure that I actually bought this set for, but is really, really nice. Amazing transformation on this guy. And he comes with so many accessories because he's basically a deluxe. He's a deluxe size, but with Voyager engineering. But he's really, really good and really cool. So that was cool. The main reason I bought this set, other than completing the Shattered Glass series, because I'm kind of a completionist on it, is these guys here. So we have Sideswipe, Shattered Glass Sideswipe, and Whisper, a Minicon. Our second, we'll just quickly go over this guy because he's less important but pretty important. Our second ever modern Minicon in the form of Whisper, which is pretty cool. As a figure, really well articulated for his size. He's got all the movement that you'd want and can plug on to Sideswipe in various modes. And he's just a really faithful update of the original character that he is. So Hasbro, if you're listening, more Minicons, please, because if this is the quality that we're getting for Minicons, and like I'd be happy to pay $20 just for this. Like if they were to, you know how we've got the $20 Legend class range, I'd be happy for them just to make Minicons that bracket and just release them like that. So that would be really cool. But Whisper's really cool. Turns into a little stealth bomb I can attach to Sideswipe. But the main reason I got this was to experience this mold, because I've been told this is a very, very, very good mold. And in my opinion, it's good enough to have just alone this toy is good enough to have reserved the third slate spot on my top 3 figures of the year. It is just a really fun transformation, really good looking in both modes. Like the car mode is really slick. They redid his chest for this one, so it gives him the iconic, because this character is Sideswipe, but it's based off the Armada wheeljack design, and they actually went to the effort of completely redoing the hood, so he has the Autobot symbol that has the scratch in it, new head, and they even remolded the doors so they can put these weapons on. So as a faithful representation of the figure, all 3 of these are super faithful. Like both of them have really, so this is a really simple and quick transformation that's really fun. But this guy is just complex, and not overly complex, but like Voyager engineering in a deluxe, and is just really fun. So that's, in a Transformer, you want good transformations, and they both have fantastic transformations. This guy, just amazing, and we want more of them. And Hasbro, I just want, because I grew up with Armada, we just need more Armada characters. So please, if they don't repaint this, like it'd be insane if they don't at some point repaint this into wheeljack and put it on the on store shelves. So they should definitely do that, and just like keep releasing this mold, because it's fantastic. I haven't met someone who's interacted with any version of any of the multiple variants of this toy and hasn't liked it. But yeah, the colors are amazing, and is that's why this 3-pack, sorry, I called it a 2-pack, it's technically a 3-pack, is available at JB Hi-Fi right now, and it might even go on clearance at some stage, because I've been seeing it quite a lot. But really good, and definitely deserving of a top 3 spot.
Great. All right, we've got a couple of comments. Yes, please give me core classes as quality Minicons. I love my Jolt figure. So he agrees with you Mikey, Jonathan, and
gold's amazing too.
To Shattered Glass. It was originally done as an April Fool's joke. Jonathan said that
That's interesting.
I really want to get it sideswiped just for it to be my Legacy Armada Wheeljack figure.
Definitely.
Mark had a little joke here. Evil Hot Rod is a pizzeria chef.
Yeah, that's why with his giant pizza cutter. Yeah, fair enough.
And Jonathan goes, I'm on that train with you, Mikey. Armada is one of my favorite Transformers series. So there you go.
And just a little bit on the nose there. You might be seeing some more Armada. Who knows? Ugh. I think everyone in Transformersdom who knows me knows what should know what's coming up next. So
Kelvin was at JB this morning and saw that SG Hot Rod and Sideswipe pack there. Didn't check the price though. You probably have things on special now, Boxing Day. So
look, it's hanging around. So like, if you want to risk it, wait until it probably goes on sale. But like honestly, it goes for about $100, and you're getting a deluxe, a Voyager, and a Minicon. So I think it's a fantastic price.
Cool. Alrighty, nice. So that's on your top 3 slate. Now let's go to Mr.
Just want to say before we go to me personally, Rodimus Unicronus will always be that character's name, and I don't care how much they rechange it. It's Rodimus Unicronus.
Fair enough. To me, he's just standing with his knees like kind of caving in, so he can be Pavius Neus.
So I have an honourable. Are we doing honourable mentions properly, or am I combining the two?
No, I will do honourable mentions last.
Yeah,
but yeah, is that all right with you, Simon? Yep. All right. Okay. Let's start with one of your top 3s first, and then I feel like honourable mention should be like last, but that's just me. I'm just retarded. I'm
going to start with the things that I've had on the channel most recently, which is this gorgeous owl.
Very cool.
This guy is absolutely stunning. So this is a repaint of Nocturne. This is one of the Beast Box guys. So this is an owl. I did a review on this about 3 weeks ago now, I think. The only thing I said that was wrong is that this was the same mold, but it's not. It's technically, I mean, it is the same mold, but they've given it a new number. So this is a horned owl, where the previous ones were just regular kind of owls. Love this guy. It's absolutely stunning. I love the fact that because it's a horned owl, they've given it slightly different in the head there. The wings are gorgeous. Everything is just outstanding. This has been a fan favorite from the Beast Box line way longer than I knew that the toy line existed. As far as brand is concerned, just because Simon said it earlier, Beast Box has been the one that stood out to me this year. It grabbed my attention. It's the one where I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it just jumped out at me. And I've really not seen anything from it that I haven't appreciated. The colours for this are really nice. I quite like the greys going against the dark blues and the reds. It works really nicely. I know that there's people out there that don't really get why the turning into a cube is so exciting. Because yes, I get it. It's just a cube. It's kind of dull. But the fact that all of them come from the same shape is what's exciting here. Nocturne is really hard to get. It's quite expensive on the aftermarket. So actually having something at a decent price point. This box that we got this 3-pack from Joy Toy World. Thank you, Joy Toy World. But for the price you pay for this, you're still paying more just for the one Nocturne on the aftermarket. So this is the way to go.
Can I ask, is there like lore behind them? Is he a bad guy or a good guy? Anything like that?
There is lore behind him. I don't have the card with me, so I'd have to double check that. I think this guy is a good guy. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Okay. There is definitely lore behind them, though. Each of them come with a card with a little basic story about them. There is also a book that you can get. There's a novel that's coming out soonish. No idea if it's going to be an English release.
Okay, interesting.
But there is also an album of everything they've done up until a certain point. You can't buy that in English, but apparently it's still worth it because there's lots of really pretty pictures and stuff. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard good things. So
cool,
nice. You're big on the beast boxes, eh? It's your jam. Like I remember when you first got into them quite a bit. You were like you know pretty much you were. It was like every there was like where there was some package coming. But mind you, you've done some incredible reviews on our page anyway. So no, for anyone, look, I think the whole thing also about top reveals, particularly with toys, like you kind of nailed it on the head with lore. I like the story behind the toys as opposed to character development and things, and that's part of the reason why I collect certain franchises. I think Simon can attest to that because, I mean, you look at the Warhammer lore, that's huge. And then now they're like the plethora of different figures that they bring out in different chapters and factions. So it's incredible. Like, I think lore is associated with some of the physical, three-dimensional, tangible figures that you have in your hand.
A cool toy is a cool toy. But when it's got, like, you know, some sort of story or a reason why this guy exists and why he does the things he does, you know, I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely. I agree. Good evening, folks. Mr. Lurch, thanks for joining us. I want to just quickly address a couple of comments before we move on. The live-action Transformers spent half the first movie chasing the cube. Mark goes, you can cement beast boxes into a wall with a good motor. Okay. Google Translate with your phone camera is your friend for that sort of thing, Jason. Ha, ha, ha. There you go. Translation. Cool.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point.
Very good, very good. Okay, shall I go on my top three? Let's start, eh? Let's start.
I agree.
Let's do this one. Okay, I don't know whether you can see roughly in shot.
You can see him from the waist up.
From the waist up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap cameras to this one. Ooh, and here we go. I'm even going to turn this puppy on for you. There we go. Look at that.
Very nice.
All right. Okay. What can I say? Mark Jones, you may be familiar with this. This is made by Storm Collectibles. Storm Collectibles, for me, Chinese company doing really well, all sorts of properties. They've been into Street Fighter, Gears of War. And then when they decided they were going to do Gatchaman, G-Force, or Battle Planets, whatever you want to call it, it was like, man, dude, I am in. Because if there's any other toy company that would make the whole crew, it would be Storm. Unfortunately, I think there was a Diamond Select version several years ago. They were pretty primitive. They didn't have much articulation. If you look at this one here, 1000 Toys also brought out a die-cast version of both the two guys, both Jason and Ken, I think. But this Ken the Eagle baby, yes, absolutely. So I'm going to just give someone, you know, like I said, the reason why I think I like certain types of toys is because of the lore. Now, Gatchaman, G-Force, Battle of the Planets, there were 3 different titles associated with this basically Japanese animated series that was created by, I think, a guy called Tatsuo Yoshida in the early 1970s. And the original Japanese series is called Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. Now, before we look at the figure and some of the little bits and pieces, I'm going to give you some of the key differences. Now, I like to be like the person that provides the gateway drug, right? So if you want to get into a line, like this is the gateway drug. And understanding the differences also makes a world of a difference. Now, Gatchaman started in 1972. Between 1972-74, this is the original Japanese anime series, okay, created by Tatsuo. The series sort of follows an adventures of a science ninja team. I always draw a similarity with this and also the Voltron Paladins. I'm not sure whether you guys are into Voltron. And it basically comprised of a group of 5 young heroes who kind of have this bird-themed costume with advanced technology to combat the evil organization that we know as Galactor, also led by the mysterious bird Katsi. Now, the tone of Gatchaman had a more serious and more darker tone compared to its Western adaptations. Then in 1986, the adaptation G-Force was the American version of Gatchaman. And the American version underwent sort of, I would say, in my opinion, significant changes that included edits to make it more suitable for a younger audience. You know, I mean, scenes with violence and death, you know, were toned down. I mean, you certainly don't want that on a Saturday cartoon morning viewing. And the characters also went through some name changes, and hence you have the different names, and the storyline was altered to present the team as a sort of a space-based force defending Earth from the evil planet Spectra. Now, in 78 to 85, we had Battle of the Planets, is another American adaptation of Gatchaman. It is perhaps, to me, in my opinion, more well-known, or the most well-known version among all our Western audiences. And the changes similar to G-Force, Battle of Planets sort of went through very significant edits, including some additional characters like Seven Zark 7 and his assistant, Rover 1. These characters were not present in the original Japanese series, but they were later on in Battle of Planets. And then the series can maintain a more lighthearted and episodic tone compared to, let's say, the original Japanese Gatchaman. So, you know, that's the primary differences between all three versions. Now, Ken, who you see here right now, is also known as Ken Washio. He's the main protagonist in Gatchaman franchise, the main prominent character. As a member of the Science Ninja team, Ken sort of serves as the team leader and pilot of the God Phoenix. By the way, I will talk about something regarding God Phoenix in a minute. The team's advanced aircraft, and here's sort of what his role in the team. He's kind of like the leader of the team, crucial in running the show, coordinating and directing the team's effort in their battle against like I said, the evil organization Galactor. His character design I really like is sort of very distinctive. A red bird theme costume, as you can see here, brilliant. You got the cape, look at that. The toy has different version capes, which is really nice. He wears a helmet with a very nice bird-like beak, emphasizing the team's identity as bird-themed warriors as well. Now, as far as his personality is concerned, he's normally portrayed as a calm, collected, and highly skilled leader. I think I take stock in that, particularly when it comes to running teams. When I like characters, I always try and, you know, look for very stoic, you know, characters, and he certainly portrays that. And so does Optimus as well in Transformers and many others. I think he's known for his strategic thinking, courage in the face of danger, and I think his leadership qualities contribute significantly to the team's cohesion and success for their missions as well. He has numerous powers and abilities. I would say his exceptional combat skills. If you watch some of the old anime cartoons, pretty cool. You know, as far as, you know, you look at the individual skills within the teams combine, it makes for a very formidable force against any of the threats that you'll see out there. To me, G-Force, Gatchaman, and Battle Planets remind me somewhat of, like, you know, I don't know, Simon, would you say they are the main common themes also very similar to Thunderbirds, for example? You get all these five guys, you know,
there's a lot of it's always a five member team of, you know, young people of whatever race or alien, you know, whether they be cats or humans. It's always about young people, you know. I don't know.
It is about young people. It is about young people.
Teams of young people being thrown against vast, you know, bureaucracies and armies, and, you know, prevailing.
That's just because we don't matter, Simon. We are just old. We are pointless. Nobody cares about us anymore.
No, the children of the future. I'm the present, so fuck them.
Well, just got a couple of comments. There's been a bit of a revival in Gatchaman in the last decade or so, not connected with the barely qualifying sequel Gatchaman crowds, but the Alex Ross artwork. There you go. And also, Jonathan said, haven't seen that show of figures or before, but it looks really cool. We can always get it behind a good Japanese anime. Yep, absolutely. Here's a fun fact from Craig. Fun fact: Tetsuo Yoshida says the man who sits behind created Gatchaman in the early 1970s, but he actually had a big hit before that in 1967 with Mark Go Go Go, otherwise known as Speed Racer. There you go. Actually, I had some. Oh, there you go. Rob, is that cape just the one cape, or it can be shaped to suit the posing of the figure? Now, not really. So it comes with separate capes. I'm going to show you quickly. Just change to my other camera. It comes with 3 capes, and they're all pre-molded. That's the only unfortunate part about this. It still doesn't make it less for it not being included in my top 3. I wish they had some soft goods, but you can see here's a molded cape with a fairly large wingspan, which is quite nice. So if you want to pose him in full flight, you can do that also. And then you also have a closed cape here, which is quite nice. In a more vanilla pose, you can have him just chilled. So these are just the 3 capes that are included in the toy itself. Yeah, so I think soft goods would have been really good. The changes in Battle of the Planets was made, as I understand, to make the original Earth-based story set in space because of the whole post-Star Wars space craze. Yep, absolutely. So there you go, Ken the Eagle. What can I say? This is probably one of the most highly anticipated figures for me. I would say from a playability, durability standpoint, pretty good. Storm Collectibles have always had very soft, malleable bits and pieces. You can see if I kind of hold it up, all these bits here are quite soft, so you can get good range of ab crunch, very dynamic poses. You can see over here, quite nice, and the paint is wonderful. Very, very true also to the anime style. So when Storm Collectibles did say they were going to put this guy out, I was like, yep, sign me up. You know what it's like, guys. You see certain things that are reminiscent. Now, speaking of Gatchaman and G-Force, I still want to shout out to all the guys that gave me a very wonderful present, which is the God Phoenix. That made it almost into my honorable mentions, but I was very conflicted because there's so many good toys to have this year. And like I said, 3 doesn't do it justice. It has to be at least 10. So there you go, guys. I can probably tell you a bit more about the canon backstory and all the different things, but I'm not going to bore you, but I'm going to tell you what does come in the set. It comes with, let me have a look here. Let me just change quickly to the, go back to this thing here. I'll go back to the solo layout. It comes with different, different things. So you have a selection of 3 capes, okay? And then you also have, all the different hands, or what we call different hands, and also a different portrait. I don't know where the other portrait's gone, but you have also what I call his shurikens, including his bird-rang as well. And bird-rang's sort of like a weapon he wields that's sort of shaped like, well, it basically behaves like a boomerang. So you got all the different hands, you got all the feather shurikens, and you have the bird-rangs. Actually, I've got to work out whether they are in this particular offering, whether they're bird-rangs or feather shurikens. So there you go. That is my top 3 for 2023. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. Next person we're going back to now is Simon for his number 2.
All right, number two. Now, people can argue with me on this one, about when it was released. I think technically it may have started showing up in December 22, but I didn't get it until January this year, so I'm calling it in 2023. And this is a Fans Toys Jive, or Jazz, as the rest of the world knows him. This guy is beautiful. He has strolled straight out of the comic, the cartoon, I should say. He is magnificent. He is everything I wanted in a Jazz. He's everything anyone would want in a Jazz. He's super articulated. He poses magnificently. I mean, he just is a fantastic piece. And it wouldn't be 2023 without me picking something from Fans Toys. But I don't really know what to say about him. Like, if you like your animated, your G1 animated style Transformers, then I guess Jazz is you probably own him already. It's Fans Toys. You know what you're getting. You know you're getting quality. Great paint, great build, great articulation. Just, wow. I mean, what's to say? It's a great package all around. Beautiful. The transformation is fairly easy. Not that I've done it that often, but for those who sit around and transform these guys constantly, this guy is pretty good. But I mean, great head sculpt, just lots of personality popping through. I mean, that's really it. That's all I got to say. QC past 30. 30 past some good QC.
There is a certain thing about Fans Toys, isn't it? There's an aesthetic and a build quality about Fans Toys.
There's a reason why Fans Toys has the reputation it does. There's the reason why people will pass on a third-party offering just because Fans Toys showed off a render. I won't get the XTB. I won't get the MMC. I'm going to wait for that Fans Toys.
Beautiful.
They've just come out with the toy deco version. Obviously, they're doing a little bit of milking of the mold. Can't blame them for that,
Yeah. Jonathan goes, I just want any Jazz. Haha, love Jazz, my favorite character for sure. That figure has made me want to get back into third-party world again.
Well, I mean, I've never left it. I mean, I'm in deep, real deep, as you can probably see behind me. Yeah.
Can I just say, Simon, he almost made my list.
Yeah?
He is that good.
He is that good.
The entire time you talked about him, I was sitting here like this, completely agreeing with you. He's amazing.
He is beautiful. And like I said, you can depend on Fans Toys. Like XTB can be hit and miss, as I found out this year. All the companies, I don't think Fans Toys has ever done anything I'd go, oh, that's bad. I just think they do good work, and there's a reason they have the reputation they do. But that's my number 2, Jive. Sorry, don't want to get in trouble.
I think if you don't, I mean, if you're a Transformers fan, it'd be safe to say that if you don't get into third party, you're missing out.
Well, if you're just going to rely on Hasbro, I mean, look, there's a lot of people out there who are satisfied with the stuff Hasbro put out, but I got on the Masterpiece
incredible stuff
really early. I've been there since MPO1, and I've seen it change shape and the way the way things have gone. We've gone from the size change with MPO8, the aesthetic change by the time Rodimus came around, and all the third-party companies sort of dialing in what the look was, and Fans Toys have hit it on the head, and they're just going from strength to strength. I mean, you look how many of these third-party companies have fallen by the wayside. One-time giants, and now just nobodies.
Exactly.
I think the thing to remember with third parties is they're quite frequently making things that Hasbro don't want to make as well.
Well, that's it, or making them at a quality, whereas your average, retail line person probably would balk at the price. But I mean, there's obviously a market there. Fans Toys. I mean, the guy probably owns an island now somewhere off of Hong Kong. He's doing okay, I guess.
Craig's gone to the Fans Toys Jive getting a re-release next year, actually. So there you go.
Yeah, they've done a few re-releases this year. I mean,
Yeah. Just want to go back a few comments just quickly. Michael Fouché was saying Mark Jones Kegel, and then Mark says that Ken is gorgeous, yeah. And then Mark Jones saying, you're going to hell, right, Fouché? So there you go. Anyway, it's nice to acknowledge all the comments. Try.
Very good.
Okay. Very good. Righty. Then we're going to another Transformer now, aren't we, Mikey?
Yes.
Let's
Shocker.
go.
You're so predictable, Mikey.
I know. Should just kick me off this thing. Okay, number 2. Now, splitting number 1 and 2 was difficult, but I think nostalgia got me for number 1 this year. Even though it's not really nostalgia, but I'll get into it when it comes to number 1. But rightfully coming in at number 2 and probably coming in at number 1 for a lot of people this year is Transformers Commander Class Armada Universe Optimus Prime. What is there to say other than this thing's pretty much a 10 out of 10 toy? So, okay, firstly, does he fill out the Commander price point? I think he does. He's pretty big in combined mode, and he does a lot of things. So he's definitely there's no question of him filling out the point compared to such releases like Rodimus, because he was basically just a leader with a trailer. This guy is probably the best bang for your buck commander we have. I know Skylinks is really good and he's huge, but he's probably just good because he's huge. But this guy, he does everything you want a Armada Optimus Prime to do. I wouldn't have been happy if he was a leader class, because I feel like they couldn't have actually engineered this in leader class. If I had the original here to show you, they're actually almost the same size, because the original the original Armada Optimus Prime is a big boy, and the reason why this guy is such an improvement over the original is because he actually has movable legs in combined mode, which was not a thing back in the day, because the Armada line was a very gimmick-based toy line. Back in the early 2000s, I mean, we came off Beast Wars, which introduced ball joints and everything in action figures, and then for some reason they just went, oh, for this to start off this Unicron trilogy, we're going to go back to we're just going to focus on gimmicks and kind of put the whole articulation to the side. And although the core Optimus from that release isn't too bad, the combined mode and the main mode, which everyone loves putting him in, this beast, was very hampered. Like he could only move his arms basically. So what does this guy do? Right, everything. The core Optimus Prime figure, who is just made up of the cab, is extremely posable. He's only lacking, I think he's only really lacking waist, just because he has to do the whole split the legs to become the arms in this mode. But other than that, the head sculpt in that mode is amazing. The head sculpt in this mode is amazing too. And I've actually done the hack where you get, it's actually funny, and I can't remember where I learned this, but you take apart the head and you cut out little bits of a what's it called? Kit Kat. The Kit Kat wrapper, because it's red and reflective, and you put the Kit Kat in. You put little parts of the Kit Kat wrapper in there, and then that'll give him his. I don't know if you can really see it, but it gives him his reflective red eyes, which I really like. You can't really see it because of my camera, but it looks really good in person. Yeah, look, there's very little to fault this guy on. Maybe he could have had articulated hands, or maybe he could have had the thing where the port in his hand could have retracted, but who cares? He doesn't come with Leader 1, his little minicon, which, hopefully we come back to that later. But overall, the truck mode and the trailer, everything looks amazing. He's posable in every mode. He looks the part. And he wasn't G1ified. Like that's a thing that could have been to its detriment, that it could have been G1ified and made look weird, but they literally just remade Armada Optimus Prime and made him, in my opinion and a lot of people's opinions, perfect. So yeah. And I got to admit, I had a third-party version of this guy before, and I actually yes. And I got a kick out of it, exactly. And kick outs are amazing. I had a third-party version of a Armada Optimus Prime before, and this thing kicks its ass. So yeah, so that's why I got rid of that. It was don't even remember. I don't even care. But this thing, honestly, I actually went out. So Australia had the Big W. So this guy came out first at Big W for the toy sale. And I was there day one to get it, because I remember a couple of years ago when the Commander first came, I think it was maybe Skylinks or one of the others came out, people were clamoring for them and you couldn't get one. I ended up getting there. There was a whole thing of them. I bought one. I was really happy. Just I got in early, and then I came back days later and there were still tons of them. So that's really unfortunate that I hope he's sold well, and I think he has. Most people are putting them in their top tier lists. But yeah, this guy, and he's just he's a fun when it comes to things with Commander size, sometimes they're not fun to transform back and forth. This thing is fun, and it's solid. It's not going anywhere. You can shake it all you want. It's not breaking its pose. So yeah, this guy, 10 out of 10, recommend. And I just hope we get more Armada representation this good, because yeah, this is fantastic. And that is a lot of text.
That is a lot from Jonathan.
Go ahead, read it to us, Quinton.
Is really a solid figure for so many reasons. Hits nostalgia, solid engineering and design, looking like it has come straight out of your TV. Then just from playability standpoint as a toy, so much great stuff for a kid to play with. Base mode, multiple other modes, which are great. The only down point, which Mikey touched on, is that he is missing Leader 1 Minicon. Really hoping they bring Leader 1 as a core class or something separate.
I'll correct myself, and because I do know this, it's Sparkplug. Leader 1's Megatron's Minicon. Sparkplug didn't come with this guy. But yeah, hopefully, and I think Jono agrees, I don't think anyone would be upset if instead of having Legends at that Legend class scale, because Legends are fine and all, but having a Minicon like having a wave of like 5 or 6 just mini cons as $20 as the $20 bracket, I think that would make everyone, at least I'd make a lot of people happy, and I think Legends will start to sell a bit better.
Cool. Looking forward to the Titan title wave coming out next year.
And that's the thing, right? Whoever thought we'd get a title wave, let alone one that's. I've got the original, and the original toy is great, but like now we're gonna have one that is like truly the size it should be. That's gonna be fun.
Cool. All right. Mikey's top 2, second one. So let's go now to Mr. Bruce. The Bruce.
All right. So I'm going back into the Hasbro market as well, and I'm going to start by saying I don't collect Marvel Legends. All right, stop saying I collect Marvel Legends. I pre-ordered this 6 months ago through Jason, and a couple of months later, I was kind of like, I don't really know why I've pre-ordered this. I was kind of just jumping on the bandwagon at the time. It's going to be fun because I don't collect Marvel Legends. The main reason why is because if I start collecting them, it's going to be a problem, and I can't afford to get into them. But Joe Fixit is so good. I shared this picture amongst all our chats recently where I've kind of got him insulting the person looking at him. It's just fun that you can do sort of thing. This is actually his trigger hand, by the way. I've just kind of turned it around to make it look like he's saying things that are inappropriate. Ironically, I have this guy pose with the head that actually comes with it. Most people prefer to use, that's a hand, Jason. Most people prefer to use this head because it's what he's kind of known for wearing because of the hat. But there's something about this grin. It's just a shit-eating grin, and I love him for it. The pinstripe suit is amazing. You've got changeable hands of just Hulk 3D punching and grabbing hands. They are just fun. I really do understand why people fall into this line. And I'm in deep because there's so many good things that come out in this. This is the second Hulk that I have now. I also have Maestro. And when I got him, I was kind of like, this is fun. This is fantastic. This is dangerous.
Gateway drug.
Because it makes me want more of them.
Hey, you can buy all my Marvel Legends if you want. I'm getting
No,
out of it.
Marvel Legends. I threatened you with a gun, remember?
Especially the Spider-Man stuff. I am definitely.
I do need a Spider-Man. I am getting Tombstone when it comes out.
Yeah. Well, now we know Jason has a tattoo on his chest. That's what Craig said.
I do.
There you go.
Oh.
Yep. My family dedication.
Oh, beautiful.
Very observant. Very observant. Okay. Well, and so honestly, actually sorry, I digress a bit. Jason, but do you think you will get into Marvel Legends?
No. My thing with Marvel Legends is that I'm just buying the ones that I like here and there, but I'm being very, very strict about the fact that I'm not getting into Marvel Legends. I will joke about it, but it's not happening. I don't have the money for another line.
I know
I don't make a lot of money, so the answer is no.
I know Simon Flack culled his.
I got to the point where it was like, how many versions of freaking Spider-Man do I need?
I need one Spider-Man, and I don't know which one it is yet. I will pick one eventually.
He culled.
They make 6 a month, so I have plenty of opportunities to buy one.
It's too big a line. Like if you try and collect everything, you'll go insane or broke. You'll be out on the street. I mean, I culled everything. You know, I let it all go last year.
He did. He culled. He sold.
I have 2 Spider-Men and 1 Spider-Woman. So yeah.
Let's Spider-Gwen too.
Let's look at some comments before I go on. Mike, gee, my eyesight's really bad. Can't even bloody read this, and I still got my glasses on. I'm looking forward to the Marvel Legends figure, Crystar? Coming out next year. Crystar next year. Yep, absolutely. Hulk smashes Mr. Fixit, judges you on your size. Mr. Fixit has hands much larger than Donald Trump. Mr.
I love you, Mark.
Mr. Jones.
All
all right. So, what did Craig say? Yeah, I didn't get.
Yeah,
into
I didn't get into Masterverse either, Jason.
Yeah, there we go.
Slippery slope.
Having too many Spider-Mans is impossible. Well, certainly is. So, you can never have enough. You can never have enough toys, right?
Oh yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it?
Hey, Mr. Flack.
It does look like he's. It looks like he's judging your manhood.
That's what the post was supposed to be.
Oh really? Oh,
that's what I was going for.
Oh well, zoom.
All right, I'm gonna go for my number 2. Anyone guess?
You're gonna go for a number 2? Okay, we'll see you back here soon.
Yes, sweet. I'm gonna go talk about my number 2 figure for 2023, and that is. Anyone take a guess? Come on, let's guess. Let's guess.
Is it a Masters of the Universe figure?
Nope.
Is it a GI Jim?
Nope.
Oh, is it by NECA?
Yes.
Is it a Mythic Legions?
No.
No, actually, it's going to be Xanatos because he's a bastard.
I refuse to do any Mythic Legions this year. They're good figures, but that sort of requires a whole different episode and a whole thing. I'm not gonna. I have personal reasons for not plugging the brand. Yeah. So, any other guesses?
Xanatos.
No.
Oh,
well,
I don't.
Someone knew how excited I was. Simon always goes, "Oh, he was like a little boy when he went and saw Kevin Eastman at fucking Super."
Oh, it's a turtle.
It's actually not a turtle, but it's a Triceraton. There you go.
Hey,
cool. You got that when you were here.
Triceraton, man. This made me. Where's my number 2? Number 2. I'm gonna change. Made by NECA. Actually, Simon was thinking it could have been the D&D stuff. Yeah, that was so close. That is in my top 10. But anyway, I'm gonna put Triceraton here. I love this guy. Look at that. He's in the shadow a bit, but it makes for a brooding, dark kind of vibe. Get it? There we go.
He's got a long tail, doesn't he? Far out.
It's just awesome. It's just awesome. I'm gonna try and see if I can. There we go.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes. What can I say? Triceraton for me made number 2. It was something that I absolutely love. Zog is a character in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, associated with the Mirage Comics series created by Kevin Eastman, which I'm a massive fan of. And if I remember correctly, I'm sure Craig will correct me at some point. Zog actually made his first appearance in Mirage Comics Volume 1, issue number 7, titled The Way of the Assassin. This issue was published in May 1986, where the Triceratons, basically a fictional alien species in the TMNT universe, characterized by their Triceratops-like appearance. So in this storyline, the Triceratons are introduced as a warlike sort of a militaristic race from another dimension, and Zog is initially portrayed as an antagonist, but as the storyline progresses, the complexity of the Triceratons and their motives is explored somewhat a bit more. The comics itself delved into nuances, portrayals of various characters, even those initially presented as adversaries. So the camera is going crazy and lopsided. Now, it's worth noting that TMNT comics have undergone various iterations, interpretations over the years. So Zog's character may have been further developed or explored in subsequent storylines or adaptations. Can't say it's always the same. But for the most part, it's up-to-date information on Zog and his appearances you'll find. So make sure you check all your latest issues for his character development. Now, the contents in the box. We got the Zog figure. I'm going to show you the accessories that come with it. Let me swap to the next one here. So you can see a beautiful sculpt. I mean, I was very reminiscent of the color that you get in some of the Marvel Legends Thing figures in Fantastic Four. But I found this guy in Melbourne, and I was super duper happy. I've got his, sort of, what do you got, knuckle duster dagger sort of posed in a different way. I don't like it when people sort of put it this way. You got to hold it the other way with the knuckle dusters out that way. He's got several hands. He's got about let's say 6 pairs, or so 1, 2, 3, no, 3 additional pairs of hands, 3 grenades, and that's about it. So not high on accessories, but NECA have always gone to town as far as accessories are concerned with a lot of the animated TMNT animated stuff. So this made it into my top 3. Incredible. I mean, if you look at the sculpt, even the mouth is articulated, so you can actually open and shut that as well. Very cool. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are into TMNT with the Mirage stuff. I certainly am a big fan. I'm sure there's also a lot of different fans on here, and I thought maybe to mix it up a bit. You know, this is a nice little addition. So yeah, Zog figure, 3 alternate pairs of hands, blaster. You got the machete, and then you have 3 grenades. I like this figure a lot. What can I say?
I believe he makes an appearance in the Mirage show, the 2000 Turtle show, and I think that's where I first met the Triceratons, and then I obviously know them from the Nickelodeon show as well. They're a really cool race of alien.
They're awesome. There you go. Yep, issue 7 is correct. Thank you very much, Craig. Let's see. It is a wonderful, fantastic looking figure, and that's why I bought it. It's one of those things where it does look badass. Actually, for this, it's a very brooding kind of, amazing, almost imposing adversary, particularly in the Mirage stuff. I liked his appearance in issue 7, and I had to get him when I saw it. Mind you, they're very difficult to get. I think there were a couple of comic stores in Melbourne that were selling them. You cannot find any of these. What is it with NECA, Simon? You can't find NECA in retail. Some of these NECA figures, even the D&D stuff, you can't get. Like, come on, man.
I don't know what the situation is with them. I really have no idea, but you can never find them anywhere.
JB Hi-Fi may stock some of it, but that'll be your only bet.
Not that I've seen. I only know one store that I've seen stock it, and it's one that I'm not going to mention here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because I have a negative opinion.
Rob goes, I am mostly familiar with the Triceratons via the early 2000s TMNT animated series. Triceratops have a different shape profile, which makes them really stand out from other dinos. Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Dylan is on. Good day, mate. How are you?
Hey,
buddy?
Ben.
Thanks
It is cool when shoot, like, you think when they originally obviously chose a dinosaur to be like an antagonist in the TMNT, they could have obviously gone for like a T-Rex or a Velociraptor and do the basic kind of thing. But like a Triceratops, they make a Triceratops really menacing, and all of the different variations of turtles that I've seen, they've just been a really badass, alien and antagonist for the turtles. And it's a Triceratops, not really known for being, the scariest or like a main dinosaur to do something like this with. So I like it. I like how they chose not one of the most well-known dinosaurs.
No, it's very cool. Craig goes, Triceratons have appeared. What's that? Have appeared in most versions of TMNT, and as well of all versions of the comics. They were in the 87 series, 2003 and 2012. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting an education, aren't we? Cool. All right. Well, that's for my number 2. And let's go back to number 3 for Mr. Flag.
So number 1.
Number 1.
Pick.
Yeah. Actually, no particular order, right? Is there an order for you guys?
Yeah, I had an order.
Well, that was... Well, I've been working down from number 3. Honorable mention, number 3, number 2.
Yeah. But it's not like we have to have an order, but Simon and I have an order. Yeah.
Okay.
This is my number 1 figure of the year. The figure I was looking forward to the most, and I have loved the most, and didn't disappoint once I got it in hand.
Oh, baby.
NECA. Speaking of NECA, we've got their War Duke from their Dungeons and Dragons line, which is basically a love letter to the old LJN figures from the 80s. This, by God, this figure is gorgeous. Oh, man, I can't do this justice with my camera. But this guy is incredible. Like, this is everything you wanted from 1984 when you were a kid. This is what War Duke, LJN War Duke looked like in your head. Like, he comes with so many accessories. He's got like a little dagger. He's got another sword, and he's got the shield, and he can carry everything on him. He's got, apart from the extra hands. But this line has been firing on all cylinders for me. I just got Strongheart the other day, so we got 4 out already. We got War Duke, we got Grimsword, we've got Strongheart, and we've got little Zarek, the assassin, who's out now, which I'm waiting on to be delivered. Then we got Elkhorn, the dwarf, and I'm not sure who else, but it's not a huge line. There's probably about a dozen or so figures. But I can't say enough good things. The articulation's on point. Like, he's got a flaming sword, flaming or not, up to you. I think he just looks absolutely brilliant, and he's so well done, so well articulated. The paint is spot on. It's beautiful. Like the big shield, look at that. That looks great.
Nice.
I just think this line, it's probably my second only to Joy Toy as my line of the year. Like, everything has been a home run from him, and God, I hope it picks up. I hope it continues on. I hope we get the bronze dragon and his evil nightmare steed. I hope we get everything. I hope we even get a Fortress of Fangs, because my vintage one looks a bit weird with these guys. But I just love this figure. I love it so much. He just looks so cool. And he can pretty much slot in. Like, if this isn't your, if you got no love for the old LJN Dungeons and Dragons, look, there's so many lines this guy could slip into. Like, he's a crazy looking warrior who's like half armored, flaming sword, and a giant skull for a shield. Like, put him in your Masters of the Universe, put him with your Mythic Legions, put him with any of your sword and sorcery type of stuff. But just excellent all round. Like, every detail, even got a little bit of metal, got some chains holding the swords on. Just I can't say enough good things about him.
Nice.
I have to say, NECA, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. They have so many good properties.
Yeah, look at that. Brilliant.
I love it.
Just brilliant.
I love
it. That's my number one of the year. I remember I've been waiting on these guys as soon as they announced that they were going to be coming out with them. I was waiting with bated breath. The day this guy came out, I had him on pre-order. He arrived. I'm so keen for the rest of this line. I really am.
Did you get Zarek already?
I've paid for him. He's in the mail.
Okay.
I should get him in a few more days. Like, I don't know how the post is right now, post Christmas. But
I got to start. I made the most of the Pop Culture 20% Boxing Day sales and got him off there. So.
You got him from Pop Culture?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I just went off eBay. I saw him on there, and I got like 65. I thought it was good enough.
Yes, mate. I agree with you, because that figure made it into my top 10. So there you go. I completely love the D&D stuff, particularly the LJ and stuff. Yeah, very nice. Okay, that's your number one, and then we'll come back to your mention. So who is next? Ron Jeremy, aka Mikey Siciliano.
Okay. As I mentioned before, number one, if it wasn't for this figure coming out and reminding me of a figure that I owned as a child, and also being really cool, and also tying into a movie that I really liked this year, Prime would have been number one. But taking the number one slot for the figures that most loved figures that I've bought this year is one that I don't think we knew was coming out, but is just really cool. Reminds me of like old style toys that I grew up with, and like a toy that I grew up with years and years ago, and that is Beast Awakening's essentially leader class, Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal. So I guess the reason, this guy, for a number of reasons, he reminded me of a Optimus Primal I had growing up. Now it was the universe repaint of the leader class Primal from the original Beast Wars, and I love that thing. And this guy has a lot of gimmicks that harken back to that toy, and it's just Optimus Primal. It's a movie version of Optimus Primal. Not only that, this guy reminds me a lot of the leader classes that I grew up with, like the original 07 Optimus Prime was big and chunky like this guy. Even the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime was about this size and really complex but fun. And leader classes from the movies haven't really been like that until now. Did we even get a leader class for Rise of the Beasts? I don't think we did. I think this might have been it.
I'm sure someone's going to.
Oh, yeah. So obviously we got Scourge, but like not traditional leader class, because Scourge is more of a new age kind of smaller leader class. Whereas this is this toy, like I didn't collect any other figures from Rise of the Beast, even though I love the movie. You know, most of us went to the screenings that Hasbro was good enough to let us into, and we enjoyed the film. A lot of people's, like, just on a side note, a lot of people's favorite character in the movie was Mirage, and rightfully so, because he was really well done, quite funny, and a good character. But in my opinion, Optimus Prime was my favorite character from that movie. And so that's another reason why I like this toy. But why is it a good toy? It's a good toy because it's got a whole heck of gimmicks. So it's got, you know, little spring-loaded gimmicks like this, where you press a button and then you've got launches. You've actually got firing missiles, which store here, which can come over his shoulder. He's got a gimmick that pretty much every Optimus Prime toy should have, or any good one should have, and is the ability to mask and unmask his face. Comes with a great sword, really big sword, which can be augmented in different ways. Really fun transformation. It's a very simple transformation. Is the most accurate version of Optimus Primal I think we've got in the toy line. Even more so than the Studio Series leader, in my opinion. Doesn't really fit in scale with anything else. I don't care because I don't collect it. But again, yeah, this thing reminds me of the original Optimus Primal from way back in the 90s. Just because it's packed with gimmicks. It's a fun, chunky toy. Transformations harkens back to the original. And yeah, it's just, as I said, this one, I've kind of really ranked my top 3 on how much fun I've had with figures this year, the individual figures. And this one, I've had the absolute most fun, to the point where, like, in this room, I do my workouts. And like in between, you know, doing each thing, I would find myself messing. Yeah, pumping iron. I would find myself messing with this guy, well, because he's in the same room as well, but like just because he's also yes drinking, because he's just really fun. And it's a shame that we only got one of a kind. We didn't have any other figures that were like this. But and also really cheap. There's another point. You could only get this guy on Amazon. You couldn't get him in the stores. And he also did, if you managed to get him, he could come with a little transparent Cheetor minifig, which was good and I got. But I ended up getting him for $80 shipped, or maybe $75 shipped, which is cheaper than any of the leader classes and fantastic in my opinion. So, yeah. Is he a 10 out of 10 figure like Armada leader Optimus Prime? Probably not. There's probably a couple of things that could be improved on this. But for me, he's, in my opinion, and with fun factor and all that type of thing brought into account, he's a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. And it's just a shame that we didn't get anything else from this. But yeah, he's really good. I think you can still get him on Amazon, but maybe not as. I think they've noticed. I think people started to buy them, like really start to purchase this guy on Amazon, so they actually increase the price, because apparently they can do that. Yeah. If you're looking for a really fun toy and you kind of just want one from the movie this year, I recommend this guy, just because really fun transformation, loaded with gimmicks, loaded with play features, and is just a really well done toy. For the price that you pay, and you're probably going to pay less than $100 for it, and you probably have to pay more than $100 for the leader class, which is half the size and not as good looking in my opinion. So yeah, that's why leader class Beast Awakenings Optimus Primal is my toy of the year.
Very nice. Well done, Mr. Siciliano. Love it. Now you can go and empty your sack on that shit. Did I just look? Okay. Rob Franklin, my favorite Rise of the Beast figure from this year is Mainline Air Razor. Simon loves mainline shit. He loves it. I can't tell you, he's got this little back room. He has like a storage of.
He has a shrine to mainline. He has the mainline shrine, is what he calls
Nothing
it.
but retail toys. I found it came
he
up.
He doesn't want anybody to know about it, so we shouldn't mention it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Mainline
That's right. I can someone read that because I
can't, I have the SS Leader Primal, and I feel that this is the ROTB Primal for me. Don't get me wrong. I think the Primal Mikey has there is great too, but I feel like is more of a great homage to the G-Wars Beast Wars figure. For me, I will wait and see this in person somehow, but definitely agree with most of all Mikey's points, and it's a great looking figure.
Nice. Another one from Murray. He's in the house. Murray. Hi, Murray.
He is an interesting one. The Beast Awakenings Optimus Primal Takara only release. That's true. Only released in Takara, but you could get it off Amazon Australia. Apparently, they didn't involve Hasbro at all, so that's interesting.
And Fouché goes, solid number one choice, Mikey.
Thank you, Michael. We Michaels all have great tastes.
And Katie Hatton goes, I didn't know you guys were on. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Katie.
Merry Christmas, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
How you going? Cool. All righty then. So next person. That was nice. Awesome. I like the fact that you're giving us a true education on why the toys are good. I like that.
Yeah, that's what Story was all about.
For the filthy casuals like me, you know.
And I mean, we're learning things. The great thing about our audience is they're educating us. You know, we're trying to educate the rest of the world, but they're educating us as well, which is cool. Like I've actually learned a couple of things tonight, which I didn't know. So thank you all.
I love this filthy casual thing. Like Simon loves being filthy casuals. That was a nice little. When I heard that phrase, I was like, yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, when you're in the toy lead, everyone's a filthy casual. Especially Mikey. Especially Mikey. Mikey's the filthiest casual you've ever. He's so casual. Yeah. He's just disgustingly casual.
GoBots? I don't know. What's going on here?
Yeah, you hear that? He loves GoBots. Disgusting.
All right.
Sick.
Jason, tell us your number one.
All right. I'm going to start with something I've already explained, but this is the cube of the owl that we were looking at earlier. And I'm showing this off because this transforms into the same thing. So why is this cool? I'm quoting Jason Murray here. Hi, Jason. How on earth does this transform into the same size as that? It's ridiculous.
Magic.
It is ridiculous. So this guy was amazing. The moment I saw this guy on pre-order, I had to have it. He has this really, really cool-looking evil face and jaw there. The top of him spins like a drill. I called this a giant squid in the review that we did, but apparently it's something else. It's something ancient. I want to say Kakarodon, but I think I'm wrong on that. It's an old ancient type of squid that doesn't exist anymore. Articulation on this guy is phenomenal. I mean, especially for what it is. There's even one here, which is mainly for transformation, but still you can use it. Transformation on this guy is really, really simple. It transforms essentially exactly how you think it does. It basically just folds down on itself. But none of it takes away from what it is. The color scheme on this is amazing. It just really jumps out at you. I love the color combines. The translucent orange is really nice as well. There's a few of the figures where they kind of go overboard on the translucence. I think this is a really nice balance on this one. It's just really pretty. I love this guy so much. Down Spiral. There is also a very expensive version of this that you can get that was released in a Singapore convention that's like an icy blue that's really, really pretty. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's just gone on the screen. Giving a plug, Joy Toy World again. Cool Toys Club have the same code, but this is Joy Toy World. If you go into Joy Toy World, it gives you a 5% discount off, and it includes your free shipping and everything. I haven't found them at a better price, honestly. And trust me, I was looking for one even before I joined up with these guys. So definitely recommend.
Beautiful.
If you're not into the Beast Box toys, you should be. They are worth a look, casual or otherwise.
Would you say that you're going to basically try and collect the whole lot of them?
Oh, I definitely want something of every mold. There are some that I don't think it's possible for me to get anymore, because there are some that are extremely rare and some that are more expensive than I'd be willing to pay on myself. But yes, I want to get as much as I can, essentially.
Oh, we could always ask, see whether we can find any. You never know. I mean, some of the Magic Square stuff as well. The guys over there said, "Oh, by the way, we found 5 of these old ones in stock, and would you like to have them, etc., etc." So there you go.
Yeah.
Mark Jones goes, "That mo on Mikey is total filth."
Thank you.
Mill's filth by himself. The mo just helps.
Filth. Squid Rocket or no, I'm not going to say that one. That's a really cool looking paint job on that. Yep, fantastic, Mark. Jesus Christ, mate, you gotta turn. I mean, it's not PG and it's MA, but crikey. What have you been smoking tonight, man?
Whatever he wants.
All right, Clint, it's time for number 1 from you, my friend.
Number 1 from me. I got to give you guys a bit of a backstory why this one is number 1.
It's going to be something filthy casual.
It's not going to be filthy casual, man. It's going to be
Motu.
Yes, it is Motu. There you go. You know me so well. You know me.
I think I could almost tell you what character it is. It's an evil one, isn't it?
Absolutely.
First name Trap, last name Jaw.
That's it. And ladies and gents.
Sorry, I hope I didn't ruin your thunder, but you did have it next to the revolving thing while you were showing.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I got to tell you that Mondo have come in leaps and bounds. Incredible. Before I actually talk to you about and give you an insight into why this is my top toy for 2023, I want to, we got to understand, because it comes with a whole range of accoutrements and equipment and trappings and things like that, literally. But to understand all the little accessories that come with it, the playability and durability of this is incredible. Mondo certainly don't skimp when it comes to. That's why you probably pay a bit more. But as a character, you look at it as incredible distinctive appearance, unique abilities have made him one of the most memorable and iconic characters in the Masters of the Universe franchise, earning him a place in the hearts of fans like myself and collectors of the franchise. Now, just a bit of backstory, because we'll look at some of the like I said, the accoutrements that comes with him. His real name is Cronus. He's sort of an insane criminal from the dimension of Infinita. Cronus is one of the several evil warriors freed from an intergalactic prison by Keldor, who then later, for those Motu fans, Keldor then became Skeletor, to holster his ranks during the start of the Great Unrest. So after serving Keldor for many years, Cronus grew ambitious, right? And then raised an army to sort of to challenge his master. Now, that didn't really make Skeletor very happy. So Skeletor basically, had a bit of a biffo with him. They had a bit of a, and Cronus fucking got his ass beaten. So Skeletor basically broke his jaw and arm, leaving him almost for fucking dead. And Cronus was then transformed into what we know now as Trapjaw, a man armed with combat weapons and an iron jaw, as you can see here. So we got several beautiful, like I said, all these different things. And if you look at the summary in terms of what he does, he's cybernetic. He has all these different enhancements. He's a cyborg. He has incredible amount of weapon attachments. One of the most distinctive characteristics of his attachments include a claw, a hook, and a laser blaster. So that sort of provides all the versatility when it comes to his combat prowess and capabilities as well. He is the minion now, after not obviously changing from Cronus and then becoming Trapjaw. He's now a minion and a very loyal henchman to Skeletor, and is one of the main antagonists in the Masters of the Universe franchise as well. Now, Trapjaw appeared in various Masters of the Universe comic books, animated TV series, and other media, but he has continued to play sort of more reoccurring role in the original 80s animated series, and then also appearances in later adaptations. Now, this Mondo, I forgot to show you guys some of the box art because it's incredible. The concept design is a sort of reimagination by a guy called Florian Bettmer. All the guys at Mondo are incredible when it comes to the redesign, the sort of rethinking, the retooling, the sculpting, the interpretations. Big shout out to Richard Force and Tommy Hodges, because this is the fucking quintessential Trapjaw in 1/6 scale. To me, it just blows my mind. The paint by Mark Bristow is astounding. The packaging art itself, again, is done by Florian. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up if I have time. But I think there's a lot to be desired when you have brands that are very, very, how would I say, invested also in making really nice artwork. Does anyone agree? I love, part of me loving the toy is also the packaging that it comes in. So for me, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I agree entirely.
If you guys go online, like the photography that they use to market this figure is fucking incredible. So that to me makes or breaks the way you would sell a figure. So in this, and the reason why this for me is the ultimate for my 2023, and I've got to say it was either this or Battle Cat. Now that's a really hard one, and Battle Cat is huge. That is a hunk of a piece of plastic, but just the way it looks, like I said, the design, the sculpt, incredible. So you got the Trapjaw figure, you got the Mondo jaw head, and also I'm going to show you when you talk about playability and why it's like amazing. I love all the 1/6 scale stuff. You have another head here as well. So you have a different version of the head. I'm not sure that you can see that. Let's focus, baby. Focus. There we go. Right. This is a larger jaw version. Look at that. Gnarly.
Very cool.
We have the Cronus head. So Cronus himself. Fantastic. Look at that. Let's try and get that. So that's him originally, right? Before he became Trapjaw, right? We have all this removable shoulder arm as well. We have a chest harness right down here, which is amazing. We have, what else do we have? We have the right arm. So we also have an accessory here. This is the right arm. Okay, so this is if you want to put the Cronus head on there and put his right arm on there without all this stuff before he becomes a cyborg, you can also do that. So I'm now looking at, let's say, the amount of, it's packed. It's got so much shit here. We got the right mech arm as well. So let's have a look here. The mech arm is currently on there. We have the spike mace weapon. This is look at the spike weapon, man. Mace.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Now we're not finished. We got more. We got the fur-loin cloth as well. We got all these mech arm attachments. So we have attachments here for the mech arm, which is pretty cool. We got even a fly swat. We got the hook. We got grapple hooks with strings. We crossbows. We got the fly swatter. Look, let me just show you through these as well. We got look at that. It's so freaking cool. The paint job on these things are sensational. There we go. The infamous hook that goes onto his arm as well. So, I mean, need I say more? The amount of accessories that you get, and it's just freaking incredible. So this for me was my top figure for 2023, and I'm still going with Mondo, by the way, because they are coming out. And the one figure I did miss out on was Panther, and I'm kicking myself. But I'm still constantly searching for all of them as well. So this is if you want to get into Motu done properly, yes, Four Horsemen Classics, that's all cool. Masterverse good, but this is the creme de la creme of Motu in 1/6 scale. So it's certainly not being a filthy casual. There you go, Mr. Simon Flack.
No, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
You allow it? You allow it? Okay, we got a couple of quick comments. Oh, gee, we got a lot of comments. I was ranting for a bit. So there you go. We got damn, that trap jaw is amazing. It certainly is. He's a menace. Has graduated from Hyde, grew into a credible threat. Certainly is. Craig goes, I am not buying that Mondo stuff. Well, I'm the enabler. Look at that gorgeous thing. It's amazing. I need to draw the line somewhere. Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Or you need to try and get a good gig somewhere that will pay you, endless amounts of money.
$1 dude.
Ask Mr. Flack. He's Mr. Moneybags. I do have the Masterverse one coming, and okay, so yeah, there you go. Jason was saying, I think package art is in general has seen a massive uptick in quality in the past few years. I wish Hasbro would give credit to the artists, and it would be nice to be able to own prints from some as well. I'm just going to pull up the box artwork. Just bear with me. I'll pull up the box artwork for this guy, and I want you to.
Question for you, Simon. If Filthy Casual was going to have a #1 figure from the He-Man line, it would be a recurring character from the original series, right?
Oh, it'd have to be Trapjaw for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Trapjaw's the best. He was the figure who pulled me into the 2000X line. I saw him, and
that was so cool.
Wow.
Speaking of 2000X line, Simon is selling his entire 2000X collection.
That is complete. That is every item ever released under the line.
I mean,
the weird European stuff.
Look at the box on this, right? It's beautiful. I mean, the artwork, it's nice. Everything packaged
can't
nicely.
afford to buy everything just for one figure.
Exactly.
Are you willing to split one figure?
Mondo? Nah, come on.
No. I'm talking to Simon.
Oh, right. Okay.
I want one.
Which one?
Tongue Lasher, the top version.
That's a great figure, 2000X Tongue Lasher.
It's the only one I regret missing out on because it's the one I had as a kid.
Well, you got to speak to him in private.
No. I want to sell the lot. I'm not doing piecemeal unless.
Piecemeal.
I'm not going to do that to him. It's not fair.
So, okay, just quickly going back. I know I'm digressing a bit, but again, box art. Look, Kevin Eastman. I mean, even photos of the figure, and then Kevin Eastman art here on the side for Zog. It makes a world difference. It makes you want to buy the toy. I kind of don't mind the whole box thing where it's cardboard, but appeal is in the packaging, and I got to say that's super important. Super important. We've got a couple of
box art is amazing.
Sorry,
I said box art is amazing.
It certainly is. Make your camera full screen. Okay, yeah, sure, I can make my camera full screen. But no,
for the
I'm already done. That's cool. So let's have a look. We got a couple of comments. That really is a premium level figure from point job to amount of accessories. And then that's not a fly swat. I'm not even going to finish your comment, Mark. Fantastic box art. Yes, and Jamie, how lovely of you to join us. No problem. And have a Merry Christmas. I hope you are doing well. Look
Merry
after
Christmas,
yourself.
Jamie.
There you go, Mondo. Simon, do you approve?
Absolutely.
You guys approve?
What do you
nice.
Sensational.
It's amazing.
Sexy.
It's It's so thick. It's so thick.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. That's my top 2023. Now let's go to honorable mentions.
Well, I mean, my honorable mention, I said it at the top, and it was just basically everything released by Joy Toy this year, like the whole Warhammer line.
You did. Okay. All right.
It's killing me. I'm slowly being suffocated by, Space Marine repaints.
It's Taylor's favorite, by the way.
No, I cannot resist.
Loves Space Marine repaints.
He loves it. Loves it.
Taylor makes nothing more than the same toy being released 5 million times.
Clarinet.
Even though that's not actually what they're doing.
Clarinet. Cool. All right. So we shall go to Mikey then for honorable mention.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a bit left field here for mine. Yeah, let's go this one. This thing is quite cool. I don't build much Lego, but I like this. This is the oh shit. It's breaking apart on me. Hold on. There we go. This is, let me get this back here. This is the Executor. The Super Star Destroyer, Palpatine's personal
Darth
ship.
Vader's personal ship.
Palpatine's?
The Executor was Vader's, wasn't it?
No, it's Palpatine. Palpatine's on this one, isn't he? Someone in the comments correct me.
Executor. So yeah, Palpatine would have been on that.
Yeah. So he's got the two, so you got the 2 Star Destroyers here, but then the Executor's the big. I always thought it was Palpatine's. But yeah, I've always been a fan of the Oh, okay, apparently Beta. I've always been a fan of the Star Destroyer and more so of the Super Star Destroyer. And yeah, as I found out, I went to the Lego store one day. I saw this as a build kit, like behind the glass. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was just like, there was none left, but they said they were getting some more in stock. So I just asked to have more, to have one in the next batch. And yeah, I was lucky enough to get one, and then they flew off the shelves again. You can't actually find, they still have it on display, but like they never actually have any stock of it. So yeah, it's I'd call it a micro scale of the ship, but the ship's so big, even a micro version of it is, so big. And yeah, it was just a fun build. Again, I don't really build that much Lego, but I really enjoyed this. And yeah, it looks the part. So yeah, that's the Lego Executor Super Star Destroyer.
Very nice. I love it. I want to share Jonathan's top 10 before we move to Jason's honorable mention. Now that you guys have finished sharing all yours, I'll throw in my top 10 figures I've acquired this year in no particular order: SS Deluxe Mirage HasLab, Thesaurus Commander Class Armada, Optimus Prime Legacy Armada, Hotshot, and Jolt, MPG-03 Trainbot, can't read that. Yukikaze Legacy Deluxe Animated Prowl Taxatron. Is that what
Toxitron?
it says?
I'll finish it off. Toxitron G2 Deluxe Jazz Studio Series Leader Optimus Prime will be Bumblebee, Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series Voyager Class Optimus Prime, Titan the Ark, Legacy Menasor makes an honorable mention because I was able to finish off the full combiner this year.
Very nice. I love it.
Very nice. Lots of Transformers.
Very nice. What about Rob Franklin? You want to read that?
Yep, top 3. McFarlane Toys Steampunk Mr. Freeze, Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Punk, and Transformers Rise of the Beast Mainline Air Razor. That's been a favorite from a lot of people. All 3, I could not wait to get home and get in front of the camera. Honorable mentions goes to the Transformers / Voltron, Volvo VNR Optimus Prime. That's pretty cool. Was not prepared for how well this figure was engineered and painted. Yeah, that's really cool. I kind of always wanted to get the Christmas version, but I never got around to it.
Very
But
nice.
yeah,
That's been on the Volvo toy has been on my temptation list for at least 6 months.
Well, it's not going anywhere, so you'll probably be able to find it in a couple of months anyway. So because not many people are buying it.
Volvo toy. There you go. Okay, Jason, what's your honorable mention? Let's do it.
So you were talking about artwork, right?
Yes.
Like Crimson.
You were a big fan of this toy last year, but you don't have this one, I don't believe.
No, actually, that you confused
That was
me with,
Andrew.
Andrew. Oh, was it Andrew? Sorry, I did that before. So this is the retail version of the Santa that was Andrew's #1 last year. Sorry, the reflection on the box is a bit much. This thing is absolutely stunning. The artwork on this is far better than it has any right to be. When I was showing this on the video, I kind of made a point of this. I had never seen a 4 Horsemen figure in person, let alone touched one. And this truly was next level, which I assume is why you don't want to talk about them in this stream, Clinton.
That's correct.
But something like a Santa Claus action figure is something that sounds really weird. I pre-ordered this 12 months ago. And to some extent, I was kind of on that bandwagon of, I don't really know why I've done this. I mean, I knew why I did it. I did it because I thought, well, it's arriving at Christmas time. I should do that, and I'll have a Christmas display. And I totally had this as a Christmas display for most of December. The only reason this is back in the box is because I had to go to Mum's, and this was going to be on the channel. So I brought it with me so I could bring it tonight. Half of my box was what I brought here tonight. This thing is phenomenal. The artwork, the figure is next level. I love the fact that we kind of get this younger Santa Claus head. There is the white one as well, if you want it. And he was on there for most of my review, but I have actually swapped it over since then, just because I kind of like the idea of having the younger version. I like this much, and I've mentioned this in the chat a couple of times, that I've ordered the original red one that Andrew had last year. So I will now have both figures, and I'm currently preparing or planning to do a custom paint job of a figure to go with them, which I know you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention it live.
Beautiful.
Sure.
This thing is phenomenal. I could have placed about 5 or 6 different things in this position, some of which I went and researched and found out, they were released last year. I can't talk about them. So Ultra Magnus was almost in this spot. The Joy Toy figure, the Chaos one that I got, I almost put in this. There's been a few. But ultimately, that was just too good not to pay attention to.
Yeah, I think we will require a separate Mythic Legions midweek musings or roundtable one night. There is probably 3 or 4 full waves that I still have in boxes that I haven't actually opened yet. So it's one of those things, man. Like it's out of control. I think I might possibly maybe make it to Legions Con next year in November. I definitely want to check it out. So whatever's your poison. I mean, I know Simon does his Joe cons and counting, and he's done 15 million, and people go to Transformers in the Transformers Con or TF Con or TF Nation in the UK. It's just every toy property now has got its own convention, and it's incredible. But Mythic Legions, I agree. I think you've got the bug. I think Andrew recently, I think, sold a lot of these, but next, probably the only 2 of us. But
I don't quite understand why I've loved the Santa Claus action figure so much. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know if it's just this, but there's just something about this figure that really, really works.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but it really does.
Well, do you like the paint? Do you like the way it's packaged? Do you like the sculpt? What exactly?
I love everything about it. Like the figure is phenomenally good. That the soft goods on it are amazing. It poses really well. They give you a warning because their figures can be fragile if you're not using them properly. You have to warm the joints up and stuff because they kind of expand when they cool, and just because of the type of materials that they use. But when I say that it doesn't make a lot of sense, it's because it's Santa Claus as an action figure. It shouldn't work.
Yeah.
But it works so much better than you think it does. It's amazing. I'm now going to have 2 of them along with something I won't mention. I know Clinton knows what it is, but there's something I'm preparing that I will have next year, and I will be showing off.
Give us a couple of clues.
It's brown when I receive it. It will be white when it's finished. And Santa Claus is going to be involved.
Well, there you go. I gotta say. I think Four Horsemen have done really well with their figure obscura line. What do you think?
Yeah, which is what this has come from. Like the figure obscura, it's a terrible name, but the line itself is amazing.
Well, it's got all different types of sort of.
It's obscure stuff that don't really fit together, and they don't fit in the main line.
No. They've had a lot of different ones. I mean, they've got Krampus and it's all like Halloween theme or Christmas theme, or even the latest one I did get was the Ghost of Jacob Marley. Now, does anyone into Charles Dickens? Come on,
Jacob Marley.
Yeah,
from A Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
dude, did you not see?
I was so tempted by that.
Did you not see the thumbnail for tonight? It was like Jacob Marley, the Ghost of Jacob Marley was in that photo with the Headless Horseman. And then the guys are coming out of the firehouse going, all right, truce here, it's Christmas. And Jacob Marley's on the right-hand side. So that's what I'm saying. Figure obscura make all these different sort of like iconic figures. And you know, if you're, like I said, a Dickens fan, that's the vibe. It's a great figure. So again, Santa, Jacob Marley, Headless Horseman, Krampus, what else? They've got a whole bunch of them. The Mask of the Red Death, that's another one. The Monkey King, for example, that's another one. Father Christmas, you know, iconic, notable characters in folklore and in pop culture. So there you go. And tradition. Incredible. Very nice. Cool. All right. Well,
I love the fact that this comes off as a diorama backdrop. It's just really cool.
In fact, all the figure obscura packaging, that's again, you know, if you're a company and you're investing in terms of how you present your toys, I love it because all their packaging also, they actually have all backdrops. So there's a backdrop that's carded that you can stand on its own for the Jacob Marley Ghost. You can do that with the Headless Horseman. You can do that with Father Christmas, etc., etc. Incredible. Very good. Very good. Very smart. Cool. All right. Shall I get to my honorable mention? This guy is a nice one. Now, this guy is significant. Now, I was, like I said, there were a couple of figures. So, I was really considering Battle Cat, but that's at a tier like Mondo at a tier now where it doesn't even have to make it into your top 10. It's just there. It's like at a different echelon. So I think we'll do a separate night just on that figure. I was also considering possibly the Throne Room, the vintage collection one that I recently acquired as well, and that was quite big. And usually the bigger play sets. But then I got someone to custom build something for me last year in September. And I finally got it this year, and I'm very, very, very chuffed about it. So tonight, for my honorable mention, it's basically Channel 6, custom-made Channel 6 news van from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated line. I'm going to pick him up slowly if I can. And there you have it. This was made was courtesy of Nathan Luke. He actually took the original, I think was the older Playmates van, and then custom made this guy for me. I'll see if I can swap cameras so you get a better view. There we go. It's massive. Look at that. Massive. Like, I can't even fit it in. Oh, let's try doing that. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Incredible, right?
Wow.
He's even custom made a camera that goes on top of the van, including, and it's all 3D printed. So again, like I said, it can't constitute, for example, the best, but I mean, I got it this year, and what can I say? It's so well done. He's done a brilliant job. It took over a year for him to basically build this, or shall I say, customize this and paint this.
What was the base model?
It was a Turtles van. So it was actually a Turtles van. There's so many things. There've been. I'll tell you what that is. There've been several iterations, and among them, with the Channel 6 news van, and it's been released in different versions. The exact number of versions can vary, kind of depending on how one defines a version. For example, based on color or accessories, or packaging. However, there were notable ones. The original Channel 6 news van was, I think, released in 1989. First version was a part of the Playmates TMNT toy line, and it sort of featured a blue and white color scheme. Then in 1992, Channel 6 news van was released with April O'Neil, and it was a reissue of the original van with a new paint scheme. And this version included the O'Neil action figure. Then in 2003, animated series, they released another van to match the updated look of the Turtles and other characters in that series. And then in 2012, another version was released again, aligning with the style of the animated series that was airing at that time. Playmates Toys also has been known to release some throwback ones. I think in 2020, some retro box ones, as well as throwback figures and vehicles. And there were some releases of the Channel 6 news van that harken back to the original toy as well. So, that's to my knowledge anyway, as far as the different versions are concerned. For the most current specific information, I would just have a look at vintage. I'm not a big vintage collector. I'm certainly aware that there are different vans out there as well. Now, to me, I really wanted this done. I was so adamant about this being done. I wanted to get it done. I'm a big fan of the animated series for the NECA toy line. And to me, the significance, accessory in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line franchise story, this van is integral, I think, to the story itself, to April O'Neil, to the Turtles, to the reporting news crew. It provides a wonderful playset for action figures. So now I have something like this for my my Channel 6 news crew guys. And it's iconic in terms of all the scenes and episodes that you associate with. So this is again synonymous with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's this nice collector appeal also about certain things, as you can see in the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Collectors all tend to hold significance with different versions of the different types of play sets, as well as vehicles as well. And when you have something like this, it expands your playability. If that's a lack of a better description, you can extend the playability by including this in the diarios as well. So me getting this done was wanting to take photos as well. And I think at the end of the day, the cultural aspect of it, where it's iconic. Its inclusion in various iterations of the Turtle story reinforces the connection between, I think, what the Turtles are and the human world, more importantly, often through media representation as well. And I guess me being also in media and having a background in broadcast, this to me was an awesome toy. So in all, the Channel 6 news van is more than just a vehicle for me. It's a symbol of the interaction with the human world that the Turtles have. It's sort of like a backdrop for significant events in the storyline, and it's a very cherished element in the TMNT toy universe. So there you go. That's my honorable mention for 2023.
Nice.
There you go.
I was very impressed with this when I first saw it. It really is incredible.
Yeah, the base model again, it's actually a turtle van, Simon. It was yellow. You can buy them. They're relatively cheap now. You can buy them for about $25, $30 possibly. You can even find, I found mine ages ago on, I think, Gumtree. And then I wanted to change one of these vans into the Punisher van, but then I went, bugger that, so I got Nathan to finally do that for me. So yeah, pretty cool. Honorable mention. Evening, guys. Dave, you just joined us. Thank you so much for coming on. Yep, that is a beautiful custom. I am very, very, and Nathan certainly did do a very good job. So honorable mentions, very good. So, all right, I think we're done, right? We've got all our top 3, and we also got honorable mentions. Now, before we go, let's reminisce on the year gone. What do you think? What do you think 2024 will have in store, and how? Let's go step by 2023. Other than maybe just quick ones, other notable toys. Simon, let's start with you. Like 2023.
Well, 2023.
The year in review. What do you think it was a good year for toys or a bad year for toys?
I think it was a good year. I mean, it's always a good year as a collector. I think everything's got a little more collector focused. It's also been a good year for retail people like Mikey, who hang around Kmart's and Big W's and all that sort of weird shit. But like toys are appearing on shelves. We got JB, we got Zing. HasLab's got the Dragonfly coming out via Zing next year, which is a lot easier to swallow than trying to get his tanks from Hong Kong. I mean, Joy Toys batting on all, like I said, they've got the Knight. I mean, that's a must buy for me. I don't care how much the thing costs. I expect not to get much change from $1,000 for that, but I've got to have it. Fans Toys, we might even see their Fortress Maximus body next year. I mean, that's another going to be a huge thing. I don't know. No, things are going well. I'm happy.
Yeah, good. I'm speaking of Joy Toy as well. I've got a Cadian here for you.
Oh, excellent.
True beer. So
the Cadian, the Capic, guys.
Sorry, I think it was Capic. Sorry, it was Capic, not Cadian. Sorry, man.
Yeah, there's so many. It's easy to get mixed up with that.
Chapters and factions, crazy. Anyone want to talk about sci-fi factions and chapters? Warhammer.
Warhammer is big.
I've got to get that the Lion, the Dark Angels Primarch. That guy looks incredible.
If I owned it, it would be number 1. It is that good.
Yeah. I just
the accuracy alone, the fact that they got that out looking that close that quickly to when it was released.
Well, the miniature Games Workshop's are sharing the 3D.
They clearly have to have been, because that had only been out for about a month and a half at that time.
Yeah, very quick
when they showed off the images.
The four companies to look out for, I think, for 2024, and are currently just kicking massive goals, is Joy Toy, 4 Horsemen, I would say Mondo, and NECA. I seem to be getting a lot of stuff from there. I got to say though, what was slightly disappointing for me in 2023 was the higher toy stuff with the Dread universe. Like, I kind of really wanted the 6-inch stuff.
I wanted to like those so bad, but they're not great figures. They're not great.
I invested in a lot of those, but anyway,
we don't get enough Dread 2000 AD related stuff.
We need more Dread stuff for sure. Mega City, and I mean, is that going to happen or what? Is Mega City?
Maybe one day. Who knows?
We had this conversation recently. I think that's dead in the water.
I mean, it might get revived sometime down the track. I don't know. Maybe if Cavill starts getting the Warhammer stuff moving, they might. Maybe put a rocket up them. I don't know.
Yeah,
if the Warhammer actually happens and it goes well, then they will be looking for whatever they can get their hands on to jump on that trend. And Dread is the closest you've got.
Dread is a funny property, though. Like, on one hand, it's super serious about, crime in the 21st century, mass unemployment and all that. But yet, for every story like that, there was one about a guy who grew his nose grew the biggest nose in Mega City 1, or an orangutan gets voted mayor, or they have the fatties, the League of Fatties and the eating contests. Like, even like people want to see Judge Death, but do they? Like, that's a weird one to wrap your head around in a sci-fi universe.
There was a Mars Attacks judge on there too at some point.
Speaking of Mars Attacks, those figures are being made. They're coming.
I want them.
Yeah, Super 7 are making them, as well as a company that did the what's it called? There's a company. I actually have the Madballs that made all these Madball figures. Anyway, guys, look, listen, we got to wrap up because we've gone a good 2 solid hours, and thank you once again. Rob Franklin will close by saying fans and collectors are increasingly being spoiled for choice, and I imagine that they will continue to do so for 2024. Big year for us. Stay tuned. We've got some really cool things happening for Toyorial next year. Can't quite disclose what's happening yet, but it's going to be good and certainly going to bring you more toy content. I want to thank everyone for all the support that everyone's done for 2023. I speak on behalf of all the guys in the group as well. So for those guys that were not here tonight and were unable to come on the stream, many thanks from them as well. And I hope we will certainly be doing a roundtable pretty soon, and we'll be doing something on the His Tank. Simon and I will get together and definitely do stuff on the Joes. We'll wait for you to get back, Mr. Grubb, and then Mikey, we'll see you pretty soon on the next roundtable discussion, as well as Week Musings. Tell us, leave a comment, let us know what you want to do, what you want us to do, create, and also what you'd like to see more of, and whether it's midweek musings or roundtables and things like that. Properties too, if there's anything specific that you'd like us to unbox and share and do more reveals for and unboxings for, as well as reviews. Thumbs up and kudos also to Jason for doing all those amazing reviews on the channel. And once again, thanks to all our sponsors. Don't forget, if you want to buy some of your toys, make sure you get your Joy Toy stuff from Joy Toy World or Cool Toys Club. Simon, you should be getting all your Warhammer stuff from there. Why are you not doing that?
I do. The only reason I found those, I found those ones the other day, real cheap. What can I say?
Yeah. Good. I was going to say, I thought maybe
my order from Fiston will be happening soon.
Oh, that figure is amazing, Jason.
I need it.
It would have. If I was going to pick one Joy Toy figure this year, it would have been Mephiston. That guy's amazing. But then the Custodes too, and then just too many.
Good night. Thank you for tonight's show. Thank you. Yeah, no, we appreciate your company, Rob, and great stream, gents. Have a great night, and great new year to all. Make sure. Thank you, Katie. Have a good night, and all right. Well, we are done. Adios. Fantastic. We are
bye 2023.
See you, filthy casual.
He's elitist scum.
Elitist scum. Really?
Yeah.
Elitist scum? Oh, come on, man.
Well, you've got to be in there.
You shouldn't talk about yourself like that. We love you, dude.
I know, but I'm still elitist scum.
Thank you all. Thank you, Jamie. We got lots of good nights. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really, I really do support everyone coming on and watching our content, and also for all the guys for creating content. So wonderful. All right, guys, I better go, and I'm trying to find the banner where I can go and sign off. So peace. See you guys.
Cheers.
So long.